Madam Chairwoman, Senator Cameron, the committee members, good morning and thank you for this opportunity. I am a Sandpoint mom, a Priest River teacher, and I'd like to begin this way. Lady Liberty isn't the only one who stands at the gateway, welcoming everyone no matter how poor, hungry, limited in their understanding of English, etc. Teachers do this every day. We welcome with a smile and a hug those students who feel unloved, students who go home to empty houses, students whose parents have to work long hours and don't have time to help with homework. We love them all, teach them all, and send them on with warm wishes for a bright future and the knowledge that someone believed in them. Forgive us for being skeptical that distance learning for every student is going to be the magic bullet that will educate more students at higher levels. My husband and I have 3 college-age daughters. All 3 have laptops. Last spring, one daughter spilled coffee on hers during a late-night study session, lost the use of her SW and R keys. This was a big problem for a journalism major. Second daughter let a friend borrow hers, came back with a virus that took $289 to correct. Last week, the flash drive containing her electronic portfolio was stolen from the school library. She lost her electronic portfolio completely. In addition, tech support and internet accessibility is inequitable around the state, but most importantly, please consider what research says about effective teaching. Charlotte Danielson's Framework for Teaching is recognized by the state of Idaho as an effective teacher evaluation tool. After reading the definitions of each category ranging from unsatisfactory to distinguished, my belief is that online classes wouldn't always meet the higher rating criterion. Will students formulate questions? Will the pace be adapted to meet the needs of individuals? Distinguished teachers seize these opportunities to build on spontaneous learning or events in our classrooms. How would this work with technology as a child's teacher?
1 minute,
We
please.
hold teachers accountable to these standards of effective teaching. We would need to do the same for distance coursework. Finally, it's my belief that merit pay has little or no place in our educational system. Research has shown that participating in professional learning communities, collaborating with colleagues, and differentiating instruction to meet the needs of all learners, those are the things that has made Idaho a success story in recent years. Why reward the individual instead of the system that made that happen? Case in point, I'm considered highly qualified in the area of literacy with a master's in reading from NNU. I currently work with the most struggling readers in 2nd grade, no matter whose class they are enrolled in. Our teaching team is making tremendous progress toward meeting the state's expected goals on the IRI, but who would the merit pay system reward? Me, the homeroom teacher, paraprofessionals? We no longer teach using a one-size-fits-all approach.
Can you finish your
We work
remark?
collaboratively. Creating competition with merit pay has the potential to divide us. Please keep that in mind.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Lynette?
Good morning, Mr. and
Good
Madam
morning.
Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Lynette Aldridge. I'm a parent of 4 who are all in the public school systems in Priest River. The budget has already affected all of my children in various ways. The buses are now more overcrowded than they have been in previous years. The problem is for the children as well as strenuous for the bus drivers. They are responsible for getting our children home safely. Having many students on the bus and trying to keep them under control while driving is very dangerous. The bus drivers do not have another adult on the bus to help them. I am also concerned about merit pay. This is going to lead to discrimination of our children. Our teachers will no longer work as a team. They will have to compete for those students who learn at a rate that is appropriate to what is required. There will be students who are going to be resented by teachers that have to try to teach them. They will fall behind and never be able to catch up. Right now, the program that Priest River has in place is awesome. They work as a team to help the students who are falling behind. They split them into groups and teach them with peers who are at the same level as them, and this has eliminated our children feeling like they are worthless. Making the teachers compete for children will erase any progress that has been made. The teachers will not want to share our students and work as a team to eliminate any barriers that any one child might have. Competing for children will teach our kids that they are not good enough and they cannot succeed. Instead of growing up knowing how to cooperate and learn as a team, work as a team, being the best they can be, they will learn discrimination and have low self-esteem. It has been proven that there are multiple learning styles that our teachers address. This year is the first year that our children will not learn from field trips. They're missing out on hands-on education. Those children who are kinesthetic learners, like my son, will not be able to comprehend what the auditory and visual learners do. My son has struggled to comprehend the things that are being taught. He is lucky to have the teachers we have, simply because they recognize his struggles and are able to help him through them.
Okay.
My daughter, on the other hand, will never have the academic skills required of these teachers. She is developmentally delayed. She needs a one-on-one aid at all times that schools do
1
not
minute,
have
please.
the budget for. Knowing these teachers get paid on merit will hurt both of my children who struggle, and they will not be wanted in anyone's classroom. These days, more and more children have various disabilities that affect their learners. How can we put a price on their education? Providing all our students with online learning looks great on paper, but my children will fall through the cracks, as will many others. They will not succeed. I know this because I tried online school for my high school daughter her freshman year. She struggled and barely made it through. When I put her back into the public school, she excelled with the help of her teachers who are there to assist her when she is struggling. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynette. Betty?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Madam Chairman, members of the committee. My name's Betty Gardner, and I'm a proprietor of a small business in Priest River, Idaho. I also substitute in West Bonner County School District. My daughter teaches in Lakeland School District. My son is a student at the University of Idaho. I have nieces and nephews in the local public schools. My family and Idaho's public schools are completely and intricately intertwined. The town of Priest River has a population estimated at 1,800. In the last 2 years, we have lost 250 jobs. I wish I could say this had a ripple effect in my community, but it has been a tsunami. We have 68% of our kids qualifying for free and reduced lunch. In spite of this, 78% of our kids are going on to college and secondary education, including the military. Last year's education cuts took 8 jobs. The temporary federal stimulus money gave 7 of those back. In September, when the federal stimulus money runs out, 7 more families in our town will be added to unemployment. This translates to less property tax, and that also translates to more funding cuts. Yet, in spite of this, our community steps up. It has voted yes to levies in 2000, 2002, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10, but we are tapped out. In a recent address, Superintendent Luna said Idaho's achievement numbers are up significantly, indicating the system is working. But then he suggests, quote, classroom numbers increase, funding is cut further. Well, we already have 25-plus kids in most of our classrooms. So I have questions, especially about the virtual classes. If students don't have internet and need to stay after school to do homework, who's going to supervise them? Will the school be
1
open?
minute, please.
Will they have access? Will the loss of 770 teachers' jobs and 300 support jobs be farmed out if, like we have already done, we contract with Idaho Virtual Community or Idaho Virtual Academy, which is actually located in West Virginia? Governor Otter and I spoke in October about funding. He said the days of government entitlement are over. Well, frankly, I don't think public education is an entitlement. I think it's a duty. I think you could raise money by adding sin taxes to alcohol, tobacco, fast food, and raising and hiring taxes on legal gambling proceeds. The time has come to charge current market fees for secondary homes on state lands, leased state land. When compared nationally, Idaho is ranked 50th per student in what it spends, not even coming close with Montana 26th, Washington 38th, Oregon 29th, and according to Rural Education, Idaho's averaging $3,952 per student, well below rural student, well below state levels.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Susan?
I want to thank you, Senator Cameron and Representative Bell, and the committee for having us all come and speak to you today. My name is Susan Garcia, and I'm a 7th grade literature teacher at Irving Middle School in Pocatello. And I am proud of my teaching career, as this is my 31st year as a public school teacher. And I also believe in the education of all individuals. Teaching is the profession that teaches all other professions. And I work in the most important place in this world, in the classroom, with children, making a positive impact on their lives every day. Ask me about what is important and how to put students first, because I do know, and the age and longevity has given me that wisdom. I chose the teaching profession because of the inspiration of other teachers, fellow teachers that took the time to share materials, ideas, and taught me the skills to achieve success. I am forever grateful. As one teacher shared with me, the best way to say thank you is to give that same opportunity to others in your life. Teachers helping teachers, looking out for one another, and working together, we can present the very best to our students. During my career, I have watched as education would swing back and forth on the pendulum of change, but I have never experienced such a negative impact on students as the state mandates of the No Child Left Behind law, and also the effects of the drastic cuts in funding public education. I would like to share some of my concerns in the light of the proposed plan. I find that it is very sad and disheartening to see the numbers in regards to student-teacher ratios. They are misleading. Over the years, I have never had a class of 18 to 19 students, and at times I've had 32 kids in my class. The formula used for the student-teacher ratio of 18 to 1, 19 to 1 does not provide an accurate view of current class sizes. In December 2010, our school was inspected for fire safety standards, and I was required to move 4 student desks from my classroom.
Sorry, 30 seconds, please.
Oh, okay. Anyway, they told me the maximum I could have is 30 kids in my classroom. Otherwise, I would not be working with standards. I feel like if you put more kids in my class, I'm putting them in harm's way, and that is a form of neglect. One comment I wanted to make, my husband is the PE teacher in Pocatello, and he teaches at 3 elementary schools, has about 66 classes, and not one of them is the 18 to 19 that's been advertised.
Thank you,
Okay,
Susan.
thank you.
Thank you. Teresa?
Mr. and Madam Chairman and Committee, I'm Teresa Watson. I'm from Priest River. I teach 4th grade, and I have a grandson who started kindergarten there this year. Thank you for listening. We need money and funding for our schools. Teachers in West Bonner County School District never received classroom supply money from the state, the district, or any discretionary funds this year. We were given no money to purchase files, books, tape, staples, science supplies, construction paper. None have been purchased for us. I am going to skip those specifics. You may choose to read them later if you want. Most teachers like me are choosing to purchase many supplies out of our own pockets, but honestly, right now I don't even have a pencil sharpener in my classroom. Call it stubbornness, standing on principle, what have you, but I refuse to. It's my responsibility to provide a safe, nurturing, engaging classroom, not to fund it. It's my job to challenge, motivate, teach, inspire, and take my students beyond proficiency. Last year, my students' ISAT scores were exceptional. Our school board realized that the students we had were below where they needed to be. They provided us with another grade level teacher. Our grade level team assessed and differentiated instruction. We did a walk to read. We challenged the high schools. We did small instruction for the low. We were able to target those skill gaps. Our proficient and advanced readers went from 61% to 98% in math. We went from 78% to 92% in reading, and we went from 54% to 91% in language arts. The results speak for them, class. Small class size does matter. This year, our teacher's gone. I'm not sure about our test scores. I did have a couple of students who did not
1 minute,
do so.
please.
I did have a couple of students who did not show adequate growth. One missed 40 days of school. The other missed over 80. I can't control that. It was a reflection of their attendance, not their ability or my teaching. Overall, my test scores were great. How better would they even been had the test computers worked when I got to test? My students had to sit there 45 minutes before the first test because the server would not come up. That is a problem. On any given time with the edge of our computers and our lab. Before requiring students to take classes via computer, we better make sure our servers can handle it. I love and appreciate technology in my classroom. I do it every day, from Play-Doh to using my
Thank you.
projector.
Thank you, Teresa. 3 minutes goes close.